In this video, I am going to show you how to find the probability within a normal distribution using a TI-84. All right, now we've been working with this particular exercise. What is the weight of a shovelful of dirt? We found with an experiment that the average is 15 pounds with a standard deviation of 2.4 pounds. So the way we did this with the Z table is we had to first find the Z score. So what's the probability that a single load of dirt is under 13 pounds? We found a Z score using this formula of negative 0.8333. So finding the probability that a single load of dirt is under 13 pounds, that's going to be the same as finding a Z score that is less than negative 0.8333. So what does this look like on a graph? It's just really good to picture this. In fact, I recommend you just do a quick little sketch on the side of your paper whenever you have one of these problems, just so you can picture what's going on. So we have a Z-score of negative 0.8333, and the area to the left of that is shaded red. That would represent all of the possibilities of a weight under 13 pounds. So that's our job, is to find that area. Let's do this on a calculator. All right, on our TI-84, we have an option here called distributions. This is the blue text, DISTR, for distributions. That's where we're going to want to go. So we're going to go second variables, which gets us into the distribution menu. We have seen this already. Remember that earlier we did this with binom PDF and binom CDF. Okay, but at the top we have normal PDF and normal CDF. Normal PDF will give you the value of the density function. In this class, that's fairly useless. That's for more advanced statistics. So we're not going to worry about that first option. But in the second option, the normal CDF, that would be the normal cumulative density function. We're going to add that density together, which means this is going to give us the area. So this is the option we want. Okay, so remember that we're going to find the area of this left tail, everything from a z-score of negative 0.8333 all the way to the end of the left tail. Well, how far does this tail go? It goes on forever. And so your default for the calculator is going to show negative 1. This little e means times 10 to the power of 99. This is just a very, very large negative number. Okay, and that's as close. Basically, on the calculator, you're just approximating a negative infinite number. If you don't like that, that's just fine. We can come down here and we can say negative 99999, something like that. Very, very negative number to indicate our left tail goes on forever. The upper bound, what's the right side of this area? Well, that's going to be our z-score. So that's going to be negative 0.8333, and so on. Since we're dealing with a z-score, that means we have a standardized normal distribution with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. And that's all we need. So we paste that. And if you did this on a TI-83, this is basically what you would get. If you went to the distribution menu, let me just show you. If you go to the distribution menu and select normal CDF, then it will just come up with normal CDF directly on the screen, and you just put in the numbers that I showed you in this order: lower bound, upper bound, mean, standard deviation. Press enter, and you get your answer of 0.2023, which is exactly what that probability is. Good. So what's the probability that a single load of dirt is over 13 pounds? Well, we are going to do the same thing, but this time 13 pounds has a z-score of negative 0.8333, and we want to see the probability of it being over that value. So now we're talking about this white area on the right side, which means the lower bound is negative 0.8333, and it goes on through the right tail, which goes off to a positive infinity. So I'm going to go back to my distribution menu. Actually, I'm going to put this down here again. This way I can show it the way that a TI-83 would see it. Okay, so with a TI-83, you click distribution, you select normal CDF, and it gives you this. Well, what's the left bound of my tail? That'd be negative 0.8333, comma, what's the upper bound? Well, it's going to go off to a positive infinity, so I just put in a very large positive number, comma, what's my mean? 0, standard deviation of 1. Okay, and then I push enter, and it'll give you 0.7977 if we round, which is exactly what the answer is. And if you want to see that for the TI-84, you go to distribution, normal CDF, lower bound is negative 0.8333. The lower bound is a large positive number, mean of 0, standard deviation of 1. Excellent. Now, the advantage to doing this on a TI-84 is that you technically don't even have to find a z-score. You can find the probabilities using just the value in your problem. We have to use the value and then the mean and the standard deviation. Let me show you here. Again, TI-83, same idea, same principle. You just have to type it in by hand. Whereas here we've got the nice little menu here. Let me just clear everything out. So my lower, if we want the probability of a single load under 13 pounds, then remember that's our left tail, which means a very large negative number and an upper bound of, oh, I'm sorry, I just about did the z-score again. Now I could just put in my value of 13. But that 13 fits in the distribution with a mean of 15 and a standard deviation of 2.4. And you get the exact same probability. It will do all the calculations for you. And that's how to find probabilities of a normal distribution using a TI-84.